We're having deep conversations. We are creating community, and we're developing an understanding of not just how government works, but what we can do when it doesn't work for us. Are they at that table? Investigation, reduce spending. We don't really have a problem with it. I want to have a heart-to-heart with you this week, and it concerns something important. See, something big is happening in our political landscape, and I don't think enough people are paying attention. When the US government decided to ban TikTok, it did so under the guise of protecting its citizens from the Chinese government wanting to use their data or mine their data, and, they wanted to protect national security interests. We all know that that was a bunch of crap. They did it because there were dissenting voices that ran counter to the government's narrative, and they want to have control of the information that people know and the things that people talk about, and hence that influences the policies they can make because they have less opposition. Now, think about what that looks like in the Jamaican context. We have heard from time to time elements of the Jamaican government, including the Prime Minister himself, Andrew Holness, talking about implementing laws that would limit the way that Jamaicans use social media because there are dissenting voices clearly that the government does not agree with. And let me be the first one to say this. I know that there are some Jamaicans who are clearly using social media irresponsibly, who are profiting off of creating rumors about well-known Jamaicans and who are just spreading falsehoods every day. But there are also many Jamaicans who are using social media to share information, to educate the populace, and to hold government and our public officials accountable, something clearly our mainstream media has forgotten how to do. It's social media that has allowed me and many other Jamaicans to have access to the perspectives of people in different countries from different backgrounds that before then I would have had to have gotten on a plane just to hear and see. Social media has allowed us to have discussions amongst ourselves about the issues that affect us, and have these discussions in a way that are unencumbered by a media agenda that is very often indistinguishable from the government agenda. And so that's what scares governments around the world, including the Jamaican government. They don't want us to be having these discussions one-to-one because they cannot insert themselves in the conversation and guide the conversation. When you have a child and you don't want your child to play with certain pitney because so them pitney they're going to influence them, that's what we see happening. We're having deep conversations. We are creating community, and we're developing an understanding of not just how government works, but what we can do when it doesn't work for us. And that's why they want to silence social media and to make it more difficult for ordinary people like you and me to have these kinds of conversations. Social media has confirmed what many of us have suspected all along, which is that our history is a lie, our independence is a farce, and our government is hell-bent on keeping us poor and stupid. But another sad revelation for me is that many people are comfortable with things the way they are. Many people are comfortable with their rights being taken away. They are comfortable with living under an authoritarian government. They are comfortable with rules being implemented that strip away people's rights because they don't want those rights themselves. Many people don't want better. Many people in the US, in many Western countries, in the global South, including Jamaica, many people do not want better because better means that everybody will be better, and they don't want that. Yes, they don't want equality. That's not what they want. They want systems that are in place that will make sure that they progress, they have rights, they are able to live comfortably, and other people are not. And that has been the saddest part of social media to me. But I'll tell you this, if TikTok does get banned in the US, in the UK, in Jamaica, wherever else they want to clamp down on people's rights, if the usage of social media is restricted and people's freedom of expression is restricted, then people are just going to find other ways to connect, to go underground, and to find information and to have community and to share informations. This is what always happens when you make something illegal that people want to do. And especially now that people have seen what it is that they would be missing, they're just going to go underground. You cannot clamp down on the human spirit. You can make laws around many things, but you cannot clamp down on human nature. We are social beings. We want to have community. And when we have had a taste of something, we want more of it. And so governments may try. You may see in the coming months and years that as authoritarianism begins to spread, as it naturally will, from the US and from all these Western countries into other places, you're going to see more attempts at restricting information that people have access to. In centuries past, burning books did not stop people from having access to information, and neither will restricting people's use of social media today. People will find ways to have community and will find ways to find and share information with each other because now we have the technological tools to do so.